A plane with no fuel shouldn't be able to land, yet this one did. The plane that flew without fuel. Imagine sitting on a plane at 41,000 feet. Everything seems normal, then suddenly, both engines go silent, no loud explosion. No warning, just silence. It sounds like a movie, but this actually happened. On July 23, 1983, Air Canada Flight 143 was flying from Montreal to Edmonton with 69 people on board. Canada had recently switched from the imperial system to the metric system. The Boeing 767 was one of the airline's newest aircraft, but there was one problem. A faulty fuel gauge meant the ground crew had to calculate the amount of fuel manually. Normally, this wouldn't be an issue. But during the calculations, someone confused pounds with kilograms. The aircraft was loaded with only about half the fuel it actually needed. No one realized the mistake. The flight took off as planned. Everything was fine until halfway through the journey. First, one engine failed. The pilots were surprised, but they still had another engine. Moments later, the second engine also shut down. The cockpit went quiet, the screens went dark. The aircraft had become a giant glider. At over 41,000 feet, the pilots had only one chance. Captain Bob Pearson remembered an old Canadian Air Force base in Gimli, Manitoba. It wasn't an active airport anymore. He decided to glide the powerless aircraft there. What he didn't know was that the old runway had been turned into a racetrack. Families, campers, and racing enthusiasts were enjoying their day when they suddenly saw a massive passenger jet descending toward them. Without making a sound, the pilots had one opportunity to get it right. Captain Pearson used a difficult maneuver called a side slip to slow the aircraft. Just enough for landing. The plane touched down at high speed. Its tires burst, the nose gear collapsed. Sparks flew beneath the aircraft as it slid down the runway. But then it stopped. Against every expectation, every single one of the 69 people on board survived. The aircraft became known around the world as the Gimli Glider. It remains one of aviation's most remarkable stories of teamwork, skill, and calm decision-making. Under pressure. Gentle reminder: mistakes can happen to anyone. What often matters most isn't the mistake itself, but how we respond when everything seems to be going wrong. It's time to like, subscribe, and share my YouTube channel. Love you for doing this with me.